Hey everybody! So as this decade is really quickly evaporating, is that the right word? Everyone's doing their best of the decades of the 2010s. So this is a top 10 of my top 10 favorite Habs of the 2010s. And yeah, so I'll give you the top, the guys I like the best. Not necessarily the best players, but my favorites of the last 10 years. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Nobody listed yet. Okay, so my number 10, and not necessarily, although the top guys are in the right order. Harder for the bottom ones maybe to get right, but anyways, here they go. My number 10. Number 10 is, and he's still a member of the Canadiens, but he's in Laval, and that's Dale Weiss. Hope I spell that right. Dale Weiss. Why is he one of my favorites? Was he a great player? No. But when he came here, he kind of rejuvenated the team at the time, made watching the games a little bit better. He was playing at his best. He got, I think, 22 goals one year. He made the team a little bit more exciting. He's a really nice guy, apparently. Just a nice guy. I don't know. I just liked him. Dale Weiss was one of those players. Really liked him. Now, the last time he was here, he didn't really, it wasn't needed, didn't really do anything, didn't set us on fire, but he kind of set us on fire when he was here the first time, and there you go, Dale Weiss. A likable kind of guy. Number 9, a defenseman, not a super talent, but one of those guys that, even though he's not the most talented, he just found a way to make plays and stuff, and that's Frankie Bouillon. Let me spell it right, or make it legible for you to read. Okay, Frankie Bouillon, short guy, stocky guy, strong as an ox. Um, a decent defenseman. Just one of those guys that you wanted just to see him do well. Local kid, I believe, anyways, from Quebec, and yeah, you just wanted to see that guy do well. And he didn't really hurt you when he played. He didn't make spectacular, although every now and then he'd make a good hit. So I just like Frankie Bouillon, one of my favorites. Okay, number 8. Next up on the list. Here's a guy. I think he was here maybe for a year and a half, not very long. Forget where we got him from, and that's Eric Cole. Eric Cole. Why do I like Eric Cole? Why was he one of my favorites? He had the year that he spent the full year here. I believe it was a full year. We might have got him really early in the season. 35 goals, 28 assists. He was a goal scorer. He was exciting when he scored. He made the team a little better. It was at a time also when we needed that. I guess things were it wasn't a great season. Whatever it was, he just made things a little better. I liked him. He was a goal scorer. We always like our goal scorers, and yeah, one of my favorites of the 10 years. Um, oh yeah, I wrote here 35 goals. Couldn't read my writing. Okay, next up, you guys don't need to know any of that. Next up in number 7, also played only one season. Wish he would have stayed and signed another contract, but he didn't want to. In the long run, that's what it comes down to, and that's Alex Radulov. Alex Radulov was came to play every night. Kind of a heart and soul type guy in a way. Like he was a change player from when he was here first. Talented guy, uh, important on that first line. Too bad he didn't stay here because maybe things would be a lot better right now. Just a tough guy, tough. You couldn't push him around too much. Just maybe took a few bad penalties. I get it, but still, just liked Alex Radulov, and too bad he didn't stick around. It was nice when we got him, and a guy like that was coming here, and yeah, that's what happens. Number 6, another defenseman. This guy, definitely a heart and soul type, like Galley, would go through the wall for the Habs. You'd follow him anywhere. That type of guy, not the most talented defenseman. And I believe part of his trade, I think, um, is still giving us the part of like the. Anyways, this trade goes on because we got Patch from the draft choice, which that led to Tatar and Suzuki and yeah, Josh Georges. My roundabout way to get there. Josh Georges, one of my favorites. He was just one of those guys you had to like. You had to. The guy could take a beating one night. You don't figure how could he play the next game, and he was there. Just one of those guys. Somebody gets gets hit the wrong way, whatever. This guy was there. He pushed Carey Price around. This guy was there. He was one of those kind of guys like that. Number five. Speaking of Max, I'm not going to write his whole name. It's long enough, the last name. You know who it is. Max Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty, very streaky scorer, but definitely our best scorer and probably all-around player for a couple of years. Not the best captain. Probably shouldn't have been captain, but I don't look down on it. He's still having a great year in Vegas. Definitely a talent. Love Pacioretty. Came here again. Everybody seems to come here at a time when we need talent. That's what the 2010s were like. And Pacioretty, one of my favorites, definitely. Next up, and the guy that I guess they had problems in the dressing room. It was suspect that Subban and Pacioretty didn't get along. Jealousy for the captain. I don't know what it was. PK Subban, who was my favorite Hab when he was here, definitely. You just love the showmanship, the all that stuff. Plus, the guy literally on the ice, he put his money where his mouth was when he was here. You can't say that about him. That he's kind of on a downward swing, sort of trying to get control of his game. Too much of the social media stuff, whatever. That wasn't the case when he was here on the ice. Big talent, PK Subban. My number 4 favorite player. And number three, current Hab. I wanted to keep current Habs. I could have added a few more. So, okay, our current goalie, Carey Price. Carey Price, definitely one of my favorite Habs. Sad to see what's happening right now, but I just think it's a slump. I think he's a guy that even if it lasts the rest of the year, it doesn't mean he can't come back next year and be Carey Price. But I think he'll find his game. I think I just love Price. A great acrobatic goalie. He's made some saves that are like, what? How the hell? So yeah, Carey Price, my number 3 favorite. Love the guy. Next up, number 2, my current 1A favorite right now is so I'm putting him number 2, but he's on the team right now, obviously, and that's Nick Suzuki. I don't think anybody's surprised about that. The only surprise would be, Suzuki's not number 1. I thought of it, but the guy who's in number 1 deserves to be there. I love that guy, but I love Nick Suzuki. Love his emerging talent. You could say he's only played 39 games in the end. He's played in this decade. It's my favorite players from January 1st, 2010 to December 31st, 2019. He qualifies. I love this kid. He's going to be a great player. We're going to have him around for Knockwood many years. It's going to be great. Love Nick Suzuki. And then my number 1, the guy who I thought should have been the captain, they named Weber, but I'm not disappointed in Shea Weber as a captain. The heart and soul of this team, without a doubt, the guy we love to call Brendan Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher is my favorite Hab. Without Nick Suzuki can come along, KK can come along. Love those guys. Love Brendan Gallagher. Why will he always be the number 1? Because this is a guy that no matter what the situation, never gives up, gives second effort, gives third effort, gets hurt, comes back right away, gets out there. I love the guy. And then he's always smiling, mostly always smiling throughout whatever happens. Small guy plays like a huge guy. Love that. So Brendan Gallagher, my number 1 favorite. And there you go. That's my list up here. If you like, give a thumbs up. And while you're on the way down doing that, subscribe and ring the notifications bell. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know 1,000 times. Subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That's going to get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge from Talking Habs. And that's it. I got one more. Next one is my least favorite. So the next one, right after this one coming out, and before the hockey game, I hope I'll get this out, is my least favorite Habs of the 2010s. So look for that. Thanks, everybody. Go Habs, go. Thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy the game. I'll be on before the game. All that kind of stuff. Bye, y'all.